All right, y'all. You see, what's his name? Cerulean Gray ain't talking about this. Okay, he ain't talking about stories like this. This is her name was Levene Johnson, and she was in the military back in the early 2000s, and she basically was murdered over there in Iraq based on really suspicious circumstances. Now, I actually heard about this case on YouTube a number of years ago. Probably even before what's his name, before Cerulean Gray was even on YouTube. I had heard about this case, and it struck me, and I always thought that it was a case that any black person who was considering joining the military should study and should at least look at before they actually join the military. And the details of this case are actually very chilling, very disturbing. What happened to this young woman, who all she wanted to do was just be in the military and serve her country, and then she ends up getting horrifically murdered. And to add to it, the way the Army handled it after he was murdered was just appalling as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and read the the story. Hold on. Okay, this is Wikipedia. Okay. Death of Levene Johnson, and she looks like she was a PFC. So I'll be death of Private First Class Levene Lynn Johnson. Okay, 1985, July 19th, 2005. Okay. Was a private first class in the United States Army whose death, officially ruled a suicide, has attracted international attention and allegations that her death was the result of rape and murder. Okay, let's continue reading. Okay, biography. The daughter of Dr. John Johnson, a service veteran, and Linda Johnson, Johnson was born and grew up in Florissant, Missouri. The 5'1" African-American honor student enlisted in the Army immediately after graduating from Hazelwood Central High School. She was deployed to Iraq and stationed in Balad. She had been there for 8 weeks before her death on July 19, 2005, 8 days before her 20th birthday. Okay, death and controversy. Johnson's death was officially ruled a suicide by the Department of Defense. However, her father became suspicious when he saw her body in the funeral home and decided to investigate. The Army initially refused to release information, but did so under the Freedom of Information Act after Representative William Lacey Clay Jr. raised questions about it at the congressional hearings over Pat Tillman's death. Okay, the autopsy report and photographs revealed Johnson had a broken nose, black eye, loose teeth, burns from a corrosive chemical on her genitals, and a gunshot wound that seemed inconsistent with suicide. Several reporters have suspected that the chemical burns were to destroy DNA evidence of rape. You heard that? Y'all heard that? Let's continue. A spokesman from the House Armed Services Committee said in June 2008 that the committee was looking into Johnson's death, but they were not yet committing to a formal investigation. Christopher Gray, Chief of Public Affairs for the U.S. Criminal Investigative Command for the Army, has said that the case remains closed as far as they are concerned. Okay, following a February 2007 KMOV news report on Johnson's death, an online petition addressed to the House Armed Services Committee and the Senate Armed Services Committee was launched, closing with 37,319 supporters. This was followed by the creation of an official Levene Johnson website dedicated to developments and prompting a new Army investigation of her death. The petition closed on May 24th, 2008, with nearly 12,000 signatures. Preparations are being made for delivery to the two committees. In July 2008, the online black activist group Color of Change launched another online petition calling on Henry Waxman, chair of the House Oversight Committee, to conduct a hearing into Levene Johnson's death and the Army's handling of her case and others like it. Okay. A documentary film about Levene Johnson's family struggle for justice was made in 2010, directed by Joan Brooker, entitled Levene Johnson, The Silent Truth. Okay. On July 19, 2011, criminal justice students in the Cold Case Investigative Research Institute, CCIRI, run as a student club by 3 universities, selected Johnson's case as their case for investigation. The CCIRI's crime scene reconstruction aimed to help shed light on this case that has attracted worldwide attention. Okay. The CCIRI investigation did not agree with nor dispute the Army's findings. Cheryl McCollum of the Cold Case Investigative Research Institute calls the case gut-wrenching. McCollum says the Institute normally spends 1 year on a case, but it spent 3 years on the Levene Johnson case. In a phone interview with St. Louis Public Radio, McCollum said that she faults the Army for poor communication, and she does not disagree with its conclusion. Okay. The problem is, number one, the way the notification happened and the lack of information given to that family fast enough. McCollum said, there was nothing about this case that we could go back to the Army to say, you need to relook at it. She said, we didn't have anything new. We didn't have anything that suggested wrongdoing. Now, okay, that was their conclusion. Okay. This sister had been beaten. Okay. She had been beaten. All right. And she had all kind of broken nose, black eye, and all that, and corrosive chemicals poured around her damn genitals, my nigga. Okay? And you wonder why they say don't join a white man's military? It's because of shit like this. Look how niggas end up when they join the military. They end up like this. Alright? Now, you see, Cerulean Gray ain't going to talk about this. He ain't going to talk about this story. Okay? Because it doesn't fit his narrative. Alright? And plus, they don't really acknowledge black women over there any damn way. So, you know they ain't going to talk about it. But I'm going to talk about it over here. I'm going to expose it over here. Okay? For the benefit of the black community. Alright? You know what I mean? And I just find it, I find it crazy. Okay? They don't want to talk about this girl's story, man. It's crazy. That being said, see, but like I said, the Army never actually conducted a real investigation, and she was actually found in the documentary. It shows that she was found in a contractor's tent, because I believe I've watched the documentary too. I found her not in a tent for soldiers, but a tent for contractors. So how come they didn't investigate those contractors and shit who were stationed over there with this army unit that she was with. How come they never investigated that? They never investigated the shit. They never investigated it. So you can join the military, go some faraway ass place and get fucking killed. And they'll never investigate this shit. As long as don't nobody say nothing about it. Go ask Harvey Superboy. Go ask Mr. Superboy. Or his channel's called Your World Now. I've been watching him for years. He'll tell you. He was over there in Iraq. He'll tell you. A lot of the people that died over there, they didn't die the way you think. Okay? But see, this stuff has to be exposed because people like Cerulean Gray ain't going to expose this or talk about this, but yet he wants all the young black people to go join the military and get military careers, I guess, so we can get our numbers up in the military somehow. Okay, because he believes there's going to be some sort of a benefit to that. But he's not talking about stuff like this. If you telling the young people to join the military, you got to tell them the whole story, brother. You can't just tell them what you want them to hear. You got to tell them the whole story that, yeah, you can go over there, can go overseas and stuff and get disappeared. And nobody will know anything about it. You know what I mean? But I'll talk about this stuff on my channel. Leave, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Get the likes up. Peace.